Well, it looks like calling out Will Smith's bad behavior is actually potentially career ending. It appears there is a subsection of Twitter, and I don't really know how to define it. How there are various sections of Twitter. People say like there's black Twitter, you might hear. I don't really know the directions to get there, but I'm not black, so maybe it's like a special little thing that black folks know. There's, obviously that's not the case. It just refers to the black community on Twitter. There's also, like the LGBTQ community, and there's Raylos, and there's K-pop people. They're all subsets of people. I don't know exactly what subset of people are out there defending Will Smith, but they're wrong and they're dumb. And, two things can be true at the same time. You can say that you understand why he did it, but also that he shouldn't have done it. And the actress from Batwoman is currently being canceled. Zoe Kravitz, Lenny Kravitz's daughter, grew up a wealthy child, and really had to work hard to make it in Hollywood with famous parents and millions of dollars. Anyway, she's currently being called essentially a predator, and in a weird attempt to cancel her simply for calling it out. Zoe Kravitz is getting instantly canceled for condemning Will Smith over the Chris Rock slap. You could see BuzzFeed. Zoe Kravitz shading Will Smith for hitting people led to tons of people digging up her, quote, problematic past comments about the then 14-year-old Jaden Smith and her friendship with Alexander Wang. Okay. Well, let's take a look. Everyone knows what happens. Everyone already knows what happened, okay? I don't care about Hollywood people. They can eat themselves. If she, I'm not going to exactly go out of my way to defend her, but I do think it's pretty interesting. So, firstly, she posted a picture of her on the Oscars red carpet. Zoe wrote, "Here's a picture of my dress at the award show. We're apparently assaulting people on stage now." She shared a second photo of her after party hours later, captioning, "And here's a picture of my dress at the party of the award show where we're apparently screaming profanities and assaulting people on stage now." Pretty innocuous, right? Leaving no room for misinterpretation, Zoe then responded directly to a fan who commented, "You don't support him defending his wife?" She wrote, "Nope." Again, I don't know. I don't want to cast aspersions on whatever community is out there calling this defending your wife, but it's not. Going and putting your hands on somebody for some words that they say, opening your family up to turmoil. When you're a super rich celebrity, okay, you don't suffer the same consequences as regular folks. Somebody says something about my wife and I go and I slap them even, right? They trip and they fall backwards and they hit their head on a fire hydrant and die. I'm going to jail. I know you could say like, "Oh my God, what are the odds of that happening?" Yeah, low, but it has happened. It's happened multiple times in the past where somebody obviously isn't meaning to hurt somebody that bad. Like there was that guy who was like getting on a bus and harassing bus goers and somebody pushed him off the bus and he died. And that guy went to jail for like 10 years or something like that. So, I mean, no, don't act like it's not possible. And secondly, when you're a pleb like the rest of us, you go putting your hands on people and you end up in court and they take everything you have. Or you end up going to jail and then it affects your career, or it affects your life. Like, yes, fights happen, okay? And they're always wrong for the most part. And, I think that this particular case, him going up on stage in front of millions of viewers and responding to words with getting physical is not defending his wife at all. It makes her look worse because what are people saying about Jada Pinkett Smith now? She's manipulative. She's controlling. She's toxic. She doesn't look any better than this. In fact, she looks way worse. And like, can we stop with the alopecia is the same thing as terminal cancer? Can we sit down with that? From what I read, she gave herself alopecia by her own, it wasn't like something she's suffering. She got it from like doing too many hair extensions or something like that. Like, that's what I read. Maybe that's not true, but that's what I read. So like the media is out there trying to say like, oh my God, he was defending his wife's honor. From what? A lighthearted joke that everybody got and wasn't even that funny? Like, nobody looked like less in that moment until Will Smith defended his wife. And now everyone's talking about how she publicly humiliated him on the TV show. I don't know. I don't watch celebrity talk shows, but I do know that she had one in which she basically said that, you know, she got some D from somewhere else because Will couldn't get the job done or something like that. And then Zoe's comments quickly sparked backlash after several Twitters began drawing attention to several, quote, problematic moments from her past. These timelines pulling out the receipts on Zoe Kravitz's problematic past. It's got, I don't know, 100 likes. I think it's many more than that now. Fans first called out Zoe, who's been universally loved across social media in recent months, for her close friendship with designer Alexander Wang, given he's been accused of harassment from multiple people. Okay, accused is not the same thing as being guilty. Now, Alexander initially denied the claims in a statement sharing last year, calling them false and fabricated. However, he went on to express, quote, regret for his past behavior in another message issued months later. That's a dude? Okay. It was not easy for the alleged victims, excuse me, to share their stories, and I regret acting in the way that may have caused them pain. Okay, so he apologized. And by the way, what responsibility of his actions are hers? It's like the same people, like I've said time and time again. Do I think Jada Pinkett Smith is a toxic person? Yeah, but she's not responsible for Will Smith being a total idiot. It's not her fault. She could have shot him all the side eye she wanted. And he could have said, like, I'll lighten up. You know, she willingly shaves her head. I saw the alopecia, which was like a tiny little mark on her head where hair doesn't grow. She doesn't have to shave her head. In light of the claims against Alexander, several users condemned Zoe for proudly parading their friendship while also slamming Will for being, you know, bad. Okay, fine. That doesn't seem like that big of a deal. And then with several users determined to dig into Zoe's past, it wasn't long before comments from a 2013 interview with V Magazine were surfaced across Twitter. During the interview, Zoe, who was 24 at the time, made several suggestive remarks about Will Smith's son, Jaden, then 14. There were moments that I was hanging out with Jaden and I'm thinking, I can't believe you're 14. I have to check myself. Like, what I say to you, she said. Okay. I don't know if that's necessarily inherently bad. He's so much personality and so much swag. He's so much cooler than I am. And he's so handsome. I was always like, when you're older, you know, we'll hang out, ... Nope, that's inappropriate. You're 14, she said. Okay, well, I don't know. Like, it's a joke. You know, I don't know. Like, I don't think I would be capable of thinking someone who's 14 is hot when I'm 24. But I don't know. It's suspect, I guess. But look at Zoe's comments have now sparked fresh criticism, with several users calling her out for what they perceive as predatory remarks. You telling me Zoe Kravitz was trying to flirt with a 14-year-old Jaden Smith, yet tried to diss Will Smith on Instagram? 160,000 likes. There is a lot of people that believe that what Will Smith did was correct and honorable and cool. It wasn't. It was dumb, idiotic, childish. Okay? You go putting your hands on someone, you might find you bit off more than you can chew. Was it worth it then? Was it worth it? Getting wrapped around a street pole or something like that, or catching some lead. Was it worth it? Imagine having so little value in your own life. One user wrote, Zoe Kravitz out there thirsting over a 14-year-old Jaden Smith. What? Why am I just finding out more about Zoe Kravitz? They didn't care about it then. They didn't care about it then, right? This community never cared about it then. There was no hullabaloo at the statements then. But now because she says, Will Smith is, that he assaulted somebody. And by the way, that's all she said. So do I think that even if what she said was creepy and wrong, okay, she's not wrong about Will Smith. They don't cancel each other out. Now, maybe she was just laughing, joking, kind of joshing around, being, I don't know, like non-creepy. I wasn't there. So I talk about, too, a lot of these Hollywood interviews. They're usually just answering the question that they've been asked. So, I don't know. Like maybe the interviewer was like, wow, he's, what's it like? 40, he's got all these ladies and he's real, he's going to grow up and be handsome. I don't know. How about this? Zoe said a creepy thing and she was right about Will Smith. I don't it's really bizarre how much traction these 25,000 likes. Are these bots? 5,000 likes, 58,000 likes. Zoe Kravitz getting eaten alive and there's nothing I can do to save her. I don't know. I don't know. I'd be questioning things if you are trying to cancel a woman for calling out what was clearly bad behavior. But I guess, I don't know. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.